Sorry, I catch my breath.
You had 5 practices now. Who's a guy or two that's kind of standing out to you already?
Guys that are standing out, obviously, right now, Christian Rector is the leader of the group. His experience, his leadership has been huge for the front. I know he's the only senior, and he's really acting like it. So I'm super pleased. One, just what the mental capacity he has, how he's guiding, not just the younger guys, even the guys that were here last year. I mean, he's guiding them in the right direction. Our communication is so much better up front, and it starts with him, leading the charge. So Christian's one of them. The other big, I don't want to say surprise, but it's Drake Jackson. I mean, that guy, he's a good player, He's still got a lot of work to do. Let's not put him on that pedestal just yet, but he's got the tools to get there, and we got to get there sooner than later. He's going to play for us right away. There's no doubt about that. But he does things that are just super athletic, which shows just a special skill set. I mean, in his hips, in his upper body, how fluid he is. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So Drake's another one. Interior-wise, you got Steady Freddy's, which, I'm glad we're having any school anymore. We got Marlon full-time and Jay. When those two guys are in and they're getting things done, we're pretty good. So those are the 4 guys that stand out. I think I said 4. Those are the 4 guys that stand out to me. With
Rector and Drake, you basically have to find a way to get them on the field together now?
Yeah. Well, depending on the package.
Sure.
Right. We say this, it's competition all the way through camp, but right now we have Drake and Rec as the one ends when we're in our base package or nickel packages. Obviously, when we go to another package, Rec's the first guy in and Drake's the second guy in. And then, as we go further along in camp, when we get our 3rd down packages and our 2-minute packages, then you'll see the quicker guys, Drake and Christian, move inside and play that. So don't worry, I'll find a way to get them on the field. Drake has to be on the field.
Yeah, I imagine his progress has kind of encouraged you to get him on the field, right? It kind of changed the alignment almost, where you add another D lineman because of where he's at.
And that's what Coach Clancy wanted in the spring. That was the biggest change of getting the 4-man front, getting the bigger front. Right now, we're kind of, I don't want to say we're thin, but we're running a little bit more 3 guys, 3 D linemen rather than 4, because we have to sort out some things with the outside linebackers. But
Got it.
I feel good. We can practice our nickel and base packages now. I feel real good with those 2 guys coming in. And then also you got Connor and you got Caleb as backup. So we're in good shape.
When you get a guy like Drake, you say, man, he'll have, with that get off and all that, that's going to make me look like a pretty good coach.
Yeah, my job is not to screw it up, That's the main thing, not screw him up. No, he's, I've been lucky to coach a lot of talented dudes, and he's kind of in that category right now. Like I said, he hasn't done anything for us just yet. I mean, Christian Rector's a proven guy. Drake's doing his thing out here. He's a true freshman, and we'll see what happens when we get through our first couple of games. Then I'll maybe give him a little bit more praise, but we don't want to pump him up too much. No, but yeah, he's a special kid, and that's why he's in the position he is right now. He's with the ones. He's battling and fighting to keep that job.
Dejon Benson's been right in there. What do you see from him? What do you like about him?
Dejon has a good mindset, another explosive interior guy, which we saw on film, which we expected. We are force feeding him. Is he going to play this year? I don't know. We'll see as camp goes, because the biggest part is going to be the mental capacity. How much can he retain with the install? And right now, what are we in practice 5? So it's getting a little. There's a little bit of an overload right now, but as we keep going, it's not. My whole deal is, if physically I think he can do it, mentally he's not there yet, and you got to be mentally ready to go in order to play. If I'm going to play a freshman, you got to get the mental part of it. You got to get the schematic part of it, and right now he's trying to learn it. But like I said, I mean, we got some depth there now. We got Marlon, we got Peely,
Trevor.
You got Trout. So I mean, we're 3 deep there right now, and it's a battle with Trout and Benton right now. So.
What tangible evidence have you seen that your run defense has improved?
Well, right now, For some reason, we got to be able to start a little bit quicker. You know, first day of pads, the day one of shells, again, we kind of were feeling our way through. Yesterday, it was a kick butt day for the defensive line, you know, and then today we put the pants on. Again, there's, you know, a little bit of give and take. The whole deal with me is after we watch the film, and I got to worry about my guys. As long as my guys are gap sound and they're getting their knockback, I'm good, you know. But it's a team game, but I got to worry about my guys. So sometimes it looks like when we're getting gashed, I'm like, wait, hold on. Okay, well, you know, that's somebody else's responsibility. Where's my guys? And trust me, if my guys lose their gaps, you guys will hear it. You know, so I'm pretty pleased of our gap control with our ones and twos. Now, my man Benton and even Trout, you know, I mean, there's a little bit of a struggle in there with Stanley, you know. Those three guys are still learning, you know, but like with Figueroa playing inside and like I said, with Peely and Marlon and Jay, there should be no excuses. And they've been sound inside now, guys.
So when you're learning, is it learning the defense?
Learning the defense.
In the mental approach, is that what you're all tied into learning the defense?
Yes, and to me, that's what it is, learning the defense. Technically, their athletic ability carries them through them, but the scheme, you know, making sure when we get a certain call, we're slanting to the left, we slant to the left a certain way. Or there's a lot of calls where we're slanting to the left and we're not. We're changing up the slant, and that's the hardest part for these guys to grasp. And then, you know, when our offense, it's great to go against this offense. Now, I've never gone against the offense that fast. It gets you got to think quick. And so again, these young guys, there's going to be some growing pains with misassignments because of the tempo. But I feel real good about, like I said, with the ones. We're lining up, the front four is lining up, whether it's the front four or the front three. They're getting lined up, and we're going in the direction we're supposed to.
Let's see one more for Coach.
Obviously, with Dejan, I'm going to stick on Dejan for some reason, but obviously you guys liked him. That's why you brought him here. But has he looked better to you than expected in these first 5 practices?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. I mean, him being here this summer, we changed his body. Again, the strength staff changed his body. He's dropped a bunch of pounds, but the quickness, what we saw on film, is there. You know, him coming out of the hips, it's there. Now it's just, again, the focus in spring was us not stalling our feet. Well, I got to go with that with these new guys, all right, with like a Trout and a Dejan, and even continue with Stanley's actually pretty good, but just not stalling their feet, and that's something where, you know, drilling through them as we go along.
Thank you, Coach.